Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Oh my Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Dvaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Jesus Paul, Srila Prabhupada, Jesus Paul, Srila Prabhupada, Jesus Paul, Srila Prabhupada, Jesus Paul, Srila Prabhupada. Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, this is Prayers of Queen Kunti, Chapter 8. Chapter 8 of the Bhagavatam. I'm just kind of itching. I feel an itch, a Bhagavatam itch. You know, we got an itch. Got to scratch it.
Chapter 8 of what book, Guru Maharaj?
Srimad Bhagavatam, Chapter 8. Canto
but what canto?
Canto 1. Canto 1.
Okay.
Sutta Goswami said, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Yes. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Jai Jesus Paul and all great devotees of the Lord. Yeah. Isn't amazing? You know, these scriptures, it can only be known by those who have devotion. You know, the more I think about it, the more it's just amazing to me. It's like it's the whole reason why the Pharisees didn't understand the scriptures is because of the lack of the devotion. Yeah, it's the whole reason Vaishnavas don't understand the scriptures. That's why they speculate because of lack of devotion. Hmm? That's why we're so misunderstood because of having the real thing. Yeah. So the Ritviks, they say, oh, you know, we all we need is Prabhupada's books. Well, all you need is devotion, so you can understand Prabhupada's books. So and if you have devotion, you have the symptoms, you know, and that's chanting the holy names in ecstasy and intimacy and ecstasy with visible symptoms where people can see. It's like the saints, you know, we read about the saints, they would go in rapturous conditions when they'd be praying and stuff like that. You have to have these symptoms. Otherwise, what is it, man? What are you doing? You don't even know God. You know, God, this is a higher level of consciousness, you know, and everybody in the spiritual world has praying, devotion to God, to the Lord, naturally. So, but it's rare to see in the material world because it's a prison house. You know, people are in prison, you know, because of lack of devotion, because of that hasn't been awakened in them yet. So being saved is the devotees come here, the Lord comes as a devotee to teach how to acquire this devotion. See, and the quickest way is not Vaidhi Bhakti, actually. No, it's actually from the devotees that have devotion and show you devotion and teach you about the confidential nature of devotion and that's the only real way to do it. Otherwise you don't understand how to get liberated out of illusion. It's devotion that does it. Yeah, devotion is the motivation. Yeah, well, that too, that's all. It's everything. You see, devotion is everything. It's a revealing. It reveals the truth about that these scriptures are Bhagavan. It's like the Lord in his devotion said, yeah, Srimad Bhagavatam is the book incarnation of the Lord. He loved that book. See, why? Because the devotion, bhakti, you know, he had the visible symptoms of devotion. See, this is the real standard of what is a real Vaishnava. See, Vaishnava means more than a Brahmin. Okay? Vaishnava is one with devotion. They have the realization. They have topmost realization, topmost revelation of who and what God is by personal experience and communion, which you can only have again with devotion, ecstatic devotion, rapturous devotion. Okay? Yeah. This is what's explained in the highest literatures of the Goswamis, like Prabodhananda Saraswati is speaking like a maidservant looking at Radha, or a girlfriend looking at Radha. It's devotion for Krishna. See? And only because of that person's devotion can he see such intimate dealings between the Lord and his highest devotees. That's not surprising why we're misunderstood and called sahajas and all these things. Well, Lord Caitanya was called a sahaja. So was Narottam because of exhibiting devotion. You know, they that's what they did. They wanted to preach devotional service on the level, not Vaidhi, on the level of ecstatic devotion, spontaneous love. That was the purpose of Lord Caitanya's descent into this world. See? That's the revealing now. That's why anybody comes here and hears these confidential topics about the why Lord Chaitanya came, not just the reason why Krishna came, comes into the world. Well, we need to know why this incarnation came, this secret of all secrets. And that's how, if you understand this, you'll understand us. But if you people don't come and listen and hear, they won't understand why Lord Caitanya came. And he's the one that we need to understand why he came, because he made it really clear, for the people in general, or the public. Oh, yeah, he came here to taste the highest essence of the highest nectar of love for God in that mood of the conjugal, and he wanted to distribute and awaken people's transcendental rasas of Vrindavan in simultaneously by doing that. There's no other way for it to be done. That's why people will not get off the Vaidhi Bhakti platform unless they come to the devotees who are ordered, like here. Have the spiritual power, like here. This inspiration, like here. The conclusive understanding, like here, which I don't think there's another place with all these ducks in a row. You come right to the front of the line here. The back of the line is Vaidhi, right? It's in the back. You're way in the back, in the distance. This is the front of the line. You come right up here. You're associating with the most intimate devotees of the Lord. Instead of being in the back of the line where you can't even understand their nature, you come here. We'll teach you all about the intricacies of spontaneous devotees, because the Lord shows us because of this personal communion. That's the degree. It's the degree of devotion, not a piece of paper on the wall. The personal experience of communing with the Supreme Godhead in his most intimate nature, with his most intimate companions. All that you see here. But it's so astounding that people, oh, that can't be. No, my Guru Dev, no. He said many lifetimes before you could see what you're showing here. And we can't even realize what you're showing here, because our Guru never showed it. And we don't know what it is. But he did say after many lifetimes we'll get that opportunity, and we'll wait. Thank you very much, man. But we'll wait many lifetimes. You go right ahead and taste this prema. We'll be over here because we're very smart. Don't you see our big sticks? Don't you see how intelligent we are? Don't you see our devotees? Don't you see how many followers we have? Don't you see how intelligent we are? We're going to wait many lifetimes to get that prema that you're given here in this Sangha right now. Very quickly, people that are housewives and millers and retards and dogs, they all get this prema. And we're going to sit here. We're so smart, and we have a big following of fools that think we're so smart and they're going to wait with us. And you're right, man. Anybody following your path is going to wait many lifetimes before you get the nectar of this prema, while we're going to lap it up like lapdogs and taste this glory here and chant the holy name in great visible ecstasy that you can see right before your eyes, but your big sticks are blinding. It must be in a way. It must be a big fat stick about that big right in front of your eyes. You must be holding it with two hands. Maybe that's your false ego out there. What do you think there, Lalita? Could it be a big false ego they're holding on to? Ooh, you guys, you're in for it today. These sannyasis are my whipping boys. We whoop them, man. Whoop them. It's time to smash the illusion, man. Don't be following anybody that doesn't have pure love of God. Why is that, Gohari? Why? Because this is here. Because this path is here. That's the only reason. Otherwise, you would have no awareness of what's going on here. You come here, we just make you aware of what is real devotion. That they can, those big, I don't care how big their stick is, they can't make you aware of it because they don't taste this nectar that you see people tasting here. They can't make you aware of something they're not aware of. Aren't we aware of this ecstasy? Aren't we aware of Radha's nature and how glorious it is to have that blessing of that devotion from her so that we can relish Krishna in his greatest form, in his greatest name? The highest mantra in the universe is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and we can taste it. Can anybody tell? If you're tasting the highest mantra, that means you have the highest happiness, the greatest ecstasy, and the greatest conclusive revelation. And if you preach it, man, anybody who hears it is very lucky. Even if they rebel, they want to fight. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Let's fight. Let's do it, man. This morning when I got up, I knew Srila Gauri Das and his dear devotees is my real life. The rest is secondary. Ah, yeah. Isn't that nice there, Fanny? The Lord doesn't like say, well, you can't have what's secondary. Yeah, you can have the second. The main thing the Lord is saying, just know me, because I'm the one who's going to protect you. Like we're reading here, Queen Kunti, she had children, she had friends, everything, but she knew Krishna was her protector, was her primary, you know? Everybody here is like that. You notice Lalita and River, they know they have their husbands and things, but they know Krishna's primary. Everything else is secondary. Then things come and go. Hey, I had a wife. I thought it was going to be forever. She was a devotee. I'm a devotee. And I thought, oh, good. All right. And then sometimes, destiny, boop, cuts it. Well, I survived. Why? Because she was secondary and the Lord is primary. It's got to be that way. Otherwise, you never know what can happen in this world. People get separated. Some in our Sangha may be separated, but you'll get through it because the Lord is primary and you know it. Well, this is permanent. I have so many husbands and wives in many lifetimes. What is that? Dogs, cats, fish, shoes, money, gold, silver. We had all these things. They're all secondary. See, this is it. When the Lord here, see the Lord, if you don't have this, you know what you got to have if you're trying to make some progress? You're going to have austerities, and you're going to have renunciations, and you're going to have sadhanas, strict sadhanas to try to attain the Lord, and you're going to have to renounce. This is why they teach this whole path of renunciation. You got no secondary for you guys. No. You got to cut it out. Not a cup of coffee, no tea, nada. And if you have sex only to have a Krishna conscious child, that means once in a year, unless you want to. And every year you can have it, so you have a baby, and then in 10 years you have 10 babies, and that's it. See, all no secondaries, no fun. Oh, forget the fun. No, forget the material pleasure. No. It's a no. Everything's a no. No. It's the no path. Um, so nothing secondary, but is that the real path, really? Yeah, the Lord gives us a body, right? And yeah, if you don't have attachment to the primary, if your soul ain't awakened, everything's going to get screwed up. You're going to get just naturally, Maya is going to entangle you. Maya is going to grab you. So if you want to attempt to get out of this prison house, you're going to have to do some work. It's going to be tough. It's going to be disciplined, man. What do you think? Prabhupada, he gave you the disciplines. and it ends up usually in a show, just like the poopy popes and everything. They ain't no spiritual in here. They're materialistic people with robes. It ends up being the way in all religions. They become contaminated with the secondary because they don't have the primary. Whatever. When you have love of Krishna, which is why Lord Chaitanya is considered the most magnanimous incarnation. That's the verse we read. See, Lord Chaitanya, his two main qualities was the most merciful of all incarnations because he gave the primary without you having to renounce the secondary. Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya and Advaita. Oh, here, you just come associate with the devotees who have possession of the Lord's transcendental body. Oh, just hang out and associate with them, and the Lord will very easily give you his transcendental form without lots of troubles of all these very difficult austerities. And then you can't and usually do them, and you end up usually becoming a hypocritical sannyasi or something. Even if you were strict, you're still a hypocrite, man. You come and you end up, well, we need some gurus to be saviors. Will you mind you follow the principles really strictly and everything? Will you be a savior for your disciples? Yeah, or there you go. Hypocrisy is born already. Even though you're sincerely following everything, but now you're a hypocrite. You're inconclusive. Because only the saviors are the ones who have the primary relationship. They have to be goddesses of fortune. And you're just a varnashram sannyasi, and they speculated that you can deliver people. Prabhupada never liked that. He said, you don't appoint a guru like that. That's why my guru never appointed anybody. He didn't see anybody where it was time to do that. The acharya arises, they're self effulgent, but not false ego effulgent self. Most people still identify with the false ego as themselves. Self effulgent is you're so into God, man. He is your lover and beloved. You're in him and her so much that they're in you, man. And as you. That's why you feel the uppercut sometimes. Ooh. See? Intense path, man. Intensely. Yeah. See, that's why this is the Lord Chaitanya was the most merciful because he gave it to them. And what do you think is going on here? Who do you think is working here? You think it's this fool Gohari Das? He's just a knotted flute. What is he? But what's in that guy, man? That's what you got to become aware of. What kind of potency is there? Ooh, is it? No wonder though. Right? I got it now. It is not surprising why you don't believe in that. This is unbelievable. This is miracle stuff. You never seen miracles like this that people could actually get prema in this life. Okay, all right. I got it. I got it. Please forgive my offenses for uh, like misjudging the situation. Now I totally get why you cannot believe that this is going on here now because it is such a fantastic miracle. It is a representation of that the Lord is actually here with his most merciful, revelation and power to awaken this devotion and this prema in so many people without a lot of trouble. See, so that quality of being the most merciful is here again. So it is not surprising. I'm sorry, Iskon. I'm sorry, Gaudis me, Gaudima. I'm sorry. Now I get it. Now I see from your eyes and your perspective. This is so unbelievable that it just can't be, even though that it is. See? Most merciful. And the other quality that's in the verse, Chaitanya Charitamrita, he's the most jubilant of all the incarnations. Jubilant how? Jubilant in front of your face, man, not hiding it like Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta. He's the most jubilant. How do you know the Lord is most jubilant if they're not showing it? They saw, oh, this Lord is the most jubilant. We've never seen a happiness like that. No incarnation showed that kind of happy. Even Krishna never showed that kind of happiness except in Vrindavan around the close elites. You know, the elite in Vrindavan, only they could see that. But for the people in public, Chaitanya Charitamrita is for the people in public. He's the most jubilant. And that's where you got to go. Where is Lord Chaitanya working? He's around the most jubilant devotees you see on the planet. And I have never seen anyone more jubilant than the devotees here in this Sangha who are getting this mercy. There's not a greater happiness in any signs, in any of the devotees, except in this Sangha. Everybody's just, I don't know, it seems like bluffing to me. Don't they seem like they're bluffers, Tom? You know, kind of bluffing. Like, oh yeah, we're big, you know, yeah, we're representatives of, we're Hare Krishnas, man. Yeah, we represent the Krishna conscious movement. We represent Vrindavan Krishna. Yeah, well, where's the bhav? Where's the love for that Krishna? Prayers by Queen Kunti. Sutta Goswami said, thereafter, the Pandavas, desiring to deliver water to the dead relatives who had desired it, went to the Ganges with Draupadi. The ladies walked in front. There, the Pandavas, desiring to deliver water to the dead relatives. You think this is just this is only like a material story to most Vaishnavas. I don't see it that way. I see, hey, that's what we're doing, man. Our dead relatives, they're dead, man. They don't, they're dead. They're walking zombies in this world. We're here to deliver the water. We're the water bearers, man. You notice on that tarot card, was thinking about when I talked about that yesterday, the water bearer. You know, she's a woman on that tarot card. It's a woman. And she's pouring water, man. What is this? Krishna is everywhere. He's in everything. Radha and Krishna, it's just both of them. They're in cahoots. They're showing, do you see what we do? You see what we do? You see how it is? You see, that's all I see is Krishna and Radha everywhere now. Yeah, even in the verses. Look at this. The Pandavas, see, pure devotees delivering water to the dead relatives. That's everybody in the friggin' universe, man. They're all dead unless they got bhakti, unless they got the Christ Krishna in them. Awakened. They're dead, man. Zombified. You notice the zombie movies really being cranked out now. It's the Lord saying, hey, this is you, man. You're all a bunch of zombies walking around, man. You're eating death, man. Yeah, yeah. Not you think dead flesh. No, 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 not that. No, you're eating death. You eat like this and like that through your mouth and your ears, and you're eating the mundane topics about the world and memories and future ideas and all that. That is your secondary, is your primary. To survive, it's all in all. Everything is about that. See, you're walking dead. See? So The Pandavas are pure devotees. They have a transcendental relationship with the Lord. They give water to their dead relatives from the Ganga. See, the Ganga is the holy water. The holy world water is kata that comes from an actual devotee who has real devotion, man. That is your life. That is conclusive truth you're going to hear, unless, hear from this mouth. Everybody, hey, you common people out there, no, you're not going to get devotion. No, no, you common people, you're going to get rules and regulations from this mouth, right? That's what you got from Prabhupada. That's what you got from Moses. That's what you got from Bhaktisiddhanta. What do you get from this mouth? A bunch of rules? You're right. You get not a bunch, just two. Radha and Krishna worship. Ecstatic. We give you the ability here. You get Bhakti Lata Bij. The potency to worship the Lord with taste, transcendental taste. That means there's a spiritual tongue inside your regular tongue. See, your regular tongue becomes secondary, and the primary tongue starts to move and dance all over the place, like Hare Krishna. Then you know what is a real dance, the rasa dance. See, your tongue begins to dance in the chanting of the holy name. And you start to dance, and there's communion, singing songs to God, your beloved. You do it publicly and liberate anybody who sees it. You liberate their condemnation, all that poison inside them gets liberated out. They get free. And then if they're just good people, pious, and they just lift it up into the ecstasy. Every word is true and empowered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yes. That's what you get from ecstatic chanting. You learn to live an ecstatic life, an empowered life. Your life is spirit, man. What a nice way to live. You get to live amongst the zombies and deliver water to them. And if anybody listens, they come alive. Resurrection. Yeah. People, they don't know what resurrection means. They think, he has risen, Jesus is risen. You see, it's always out there. Jesus has risen, Jesus has risen. See, it becomes kind of a cult. Jesus has risen. Yeah? What about in you? Is Jesus? No, no, it's out there. Prabhupada, the next 10,000 years, he's going to be the Acharya. He's risen, he's going to rise in 10,000 years again. And we're going to be here saying he's risen. Yeah, has the same God in you risen like it did in Prabhupada? Well, our gurus never told us how important that was. Well, because it hasn't arisen in them, and they don't see the importance of God arising inside you. Don't I teach that? Oh yeah, okay, great. God, the Lord has arisen in me and has been arising for years and years in this lifetime. Hey, but I'm now also interested. I want to see that Lord arising in you. There's always they're preaching outside, external. Oh, the rapture, where people are going to be raptured. You're going to see these physical bodies going up in the thing. Rapture? What are you talking about? The rapture is here every day. We're going enraptured with the Lord. Transcendental rapture, man. We get people in there, get their spiritual bodies awakened, and it goes up. See, it goes up into the awareness and to the love for that spirit form of Krishna. That your baby is born inside you, and you're looking at that beautiful Krishna and ecstasy because now you're a mother and father of Krishna. Oh, and your duty is to serve intimately that Lord and raise him. See, raise him up every day, right? There, Lilita and River, raise him up. See? And just naturally want to show your baby to the world, right? Hey, look at this beautiful baby I love so much. Let me show you how much I love my baby. I remember this movie. You can all watch it. Go watch, 1979. Do a YouTube search. Everybody should, even Lolita should watch this movie. It's about Krishna. It's called Gopal Krishna, man, 1979. It'll pop right up there. And in that scene, you'll see Mother Yashoda. She's got Krishna, beautiful Krishna. She's dancing around. She says, "Don't be envious of me." And she's showing off her baby, her love for her baby. She's just showing it to everybody. "Oh, don't be envious." She's actually saying that. I couldn't believe it. I thought, yeah, it's exactly. She's showing her baby, "Don't be envious of me. Don't be envious of me. This is great mercy for you that I'm showing you my love for Krishna." See, that's why Lord Chaitanya came. That's why we're here. That's why we're doing this work, right? Work, play. That's why we're playing around here. But Vrindavan play is play, right? But very profound. It does stuff. It liberates the universe. Yeah, he has got that movie. Good. All right, back to Queen Kunti. The ladies walked in front. See, again, even that, the ladies walked in front. It's always that way. The ladies got to go in front. See, if you're like what do you call, a mundane person that sees bodily, material bodily, you think, you see, put the ladies in front because they should go in front because that's the negative thing. No, the ladies go in front. That's the devotion, man. They're the ones who have the power to pick up that water and throw it on people. That's the Pajari. You should be looking for the Pajari who can throw the transcendental water on you. Conclusive understanding of that's the water you should do. You come here, you didn't know Gohari is a Pajari. Did you? You didn't know I have that hat either. Yeah, it's a new surprise for you guys, and me too. I didn't know I was a Pajari. Just today. Every day you come here, we give you darshan of the Lord, right? You get darshan of Radha and Krishna. You can see the strong word of God and the ecstatic feeling for it, right? You see it. That's so we're doing deity worship here, and you get the water. We throw the water on you. See the water of the word, the water of the ecstasy. See, so the Pajari work here. You come in here, you don't think you have to go to the temple out there. That's you get the external thing. You come here, you get the internal thing, the internal worship. You come here, oh, the deity's here. We present the deity in the form of ecstatic worship. That's more powerful than going to the temple. I mean, Krishna himself says that. My devotees purify just by being seen, just by darshan. Why? Because they show you the internal deity, and there you only see the external deity, right? Usually, unless you're an advanced devotee, which most people aren't. You go there and you see, oh, what did that deity say to you today? Oh, it just looked pretty. I saw the garland. You see any tears? Oh, no. That's why I know. That's why in this life, I don't even know what the deity really tells me. Can't even understand the books properly. Oh, that's too intimate. I can't understand that. I don't know about the tears. Deity cries. I don't know anything about that. But you've been going to the getting darshan of the deity for 40 years. And you don't know that it's about the real deity, the real inner deity, that deity is supposed to be, cries and laughs in the Vrindavan mood. Don't you know that's Radha and Krishna? Don't you see her tears? Don't you see how much she loves Krishna? And you see the transformations in her body there up on the altar? No, I didn't know it was a. Do you see why it purifies after a long time and why it purifies here? We show you Radha and Krishna here. You see crying here. You see laughter here. That's the Lord. You hear conclusive words that bust your illusion. You saying, whoa, wow, this is the God. God is this word that comes from the mouth of a person empowered by that deity that you see on the altar that didn't speak to you, didn't cry before you or laugh. And then you get chastised if you do, if you're inspired by that deity and you cry, and immediately they'll shut you up. Like they did Goharidas and some of you maybe. Stop showing us the real. We just want to look at the external deity, man. You know, the one that doesn't cry and laugh like a madman. That's why Lord Caitanya came. No, he said, this is the deity, man. My form on the altar, when you really see that form, it's crying and laughing, just like you see in Lord Caitanya. And if you find a real associate and they're preaching the real form of the Lord, love of Krishna, see, that's the real form, is love of Krishna, love of the name, ecstatic love. If they're preaching that, you're going to see that. Otherwise, you don't get that. What you see is what you get. What you don't see is what you don't get. What's so hard to understand about that? Logic, 1 and 1 equals 2. Can you add there, Mr. Sannyasis? Mr. Big Sticks out there? What you don't see, you don't get. And you didn't see much of that with Prabhupada, right? He was doing that in his closet. Only that one devotee who went in there, you can see, you can go YouTube thing, this, I forgot the guy's name, but he went in and he testified, yeah, I went into Prabhupada's room and he was crying in ecstasy, and we started crying in ecstasy because we finally saw it in Prabhupada. And then they leave the room, and that was that. Then they left their primary, then their primary life became the secondary one, because Prabhupada didn't teach that stuff. How important that was. If they would have known, they would have just tried by hook or crook to sneak in that room to see that crying every day, because that crying destroys more sins than you can commit in many thousands of millions of lives. And you're feeling the spin-off of a devotee crying in ecstasy. Oh, well, where's that Gohari? Well, that's a Yamaraj says, hey man, look at Ajamil. He didn't even feel like that devotee entered the room. Two of them, they start crying in ecstasy. And Ajamil was crying not because of that. He was crying mundane tears for his son, mundane son. And the Lord thought, oh, let me just dissolve millions of offenses and sins for millions of lifetimes. Can you imagine people have no idea how valuable this is here? No idea. Even the Bhagavatam is screaming how valuable it is here. People are chanting an ecstasy that you haven't even seen in this world. Most people haven't even seen it. Have the deepest understanding of the internal potency of the Lord that people haven't even heard in this world. It's all going on here every day. See? Where would you hear or see these things unless an associate is in this world in order to actually preach these confidential things? See? This is a symptom of that same kind of mercy, where the Lord's appearance in this world 550 years ago was a demonstration of the highest level of mercy, to give the highest to the lowest persons. You could do austerities, and they have, Devaki, they did austerities for 60,000 years because they lived a long time, I guess, way back when. And they didn't get the kind of devotion that Lord Caitanya was given and giving again now. This is why people have a hard time to believe it. But there you go, you see it. That's why, you people in ISKCON, you think you're so great. And in Gaudiya Samiti, they think they're so high and so intelligent and know so much about bhakti. How come you don't know what's going on right in front of you? This is the demonstration part. There, let's see if you've done your studies properly, but it doesn't seem like you have. Doesn't seem like you figured it out. See, and you won't until you see the actual demonstration, not the holdback. Narayan Raj, they say held back. I don't know. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I wasn't impressed with his writings personally. But the thing, it was still a holdback. He even said, I'm a holder backer, we're no show here. He said, no show. You know, just let me show you how much I'm holding it back. You might as well show it. I mean, what is this? I mean, doesn't that seem a little strange? You preach, oh, well, Rupa Goswami used to hold it back and all that. And let me show. And you might as well show the down. I mean, to me, it's like, hey, man, kind of we see by you're holding it back, but that must mean it's in there. So why not just put it out there? Why not just be real? Show what's really going on that you're holding back. So that we can learn something. So that's why I don't know. I mean, it's just something I'm not sure. I don't. Yeah. You know. Can you imagine if I'm sitting here every day and I'm going, and then I'm preaching? Well, Rupa Goswami, they didn't show. He was always like like a stone and all that. And okay, look at me. See, I'm a stone. Inside, it's raging like him. Do you see the point? It just doesn't seem like I can't fully trust that. Putana was good. She was good. She fooled even the devotees in Vrindavan. You don't think it's any different now? They show a dead guy. Yeah. So that's what I think. Why don't you just show that if you really got it? Just show it, man. At least people will learn something. They see something. I mean, here, that's the only beef I have with this purebhakti.com thing. Just to be frank, just purebhakti.com without the pure bhakti. Come on, man. If it's purebhakti.com, let's see the pure bhakti. Let's see what it looks like. And that's why they can't identify with it. I'm telling you, Gaudiya Samiti Devo, you got to come here. If you really are greedy, spiritual greedy means you would come here to see what purebhakti.com is. Because here, pure bhakti comes. You see the coming, the spiritual coming. You have material coming between a man and woman. Here you see spirit coming between a soul and Krishna, communing. See? You got to see what it looks like, and it's more intense, and it's kind of like ooh ah ooh yee hoo hoo hoo. Just like you would see a man and woman in ecstasy, in their bed. The only thing different is this is completely pure and purifying, and the greatest thing for anybody to see because it gives the highest purification, the highest revelation about who God is. He is an ecstatic person communing with Radha, and she's communing with him, and he's communing with her. And that is the greatest revelation of the absolute truth. So, isn't it nice to know everything? Love of Krishna is knowing everything. And the essence of everything is in love of Krishna, man. No love of Krishna, you know nada. Not appreciating what's going on here, you know nada. I don't care how big your stick is, how big your title is, your bhakti badanta, blah, 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 blah. That's all it is to me is blah, 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 blah. You don't recognize the ecstatic devotion here and you're at purebhakti.com? I'm saying, I'm sorry, man. I'm not impressed. Nor should anybody else be here impressed. Prabodhananda wasn't impressed. He said, unless a real devotee, an associate of Lord Caitanya comes before you, What's going to come before you, you're going to be impressed. Rules and regulations will impress you. Mayavadi liberation and salvation, even of the Christians, will impress you. See, impress, it presses into you. Pious deeds will impress you. Sense gratification might impress you. Austerities and renunciations will impress you, unless an associate of Lord Caitanya comes before you. Because if they do, you'll see something better than anything, whether you accept it or not right away. Someday you will, because it's the truth, man. You might have to get some purification, but someday you will accept it, because that is the highest truth. It is the greatest happiness. It's the greatest revelation of God. It's the greatest mercy on this planet, is what we're doing here. This is the greatest mercy on the planet. This is stuff that none of the acharyas would show recently. None of them. And even those who come after them, none of them show any of this, because they can't show. Because they're actually not real acharyas or with the real order. Prove me wrong. This is what you should all show here in the world, simply because this is shown here. This is revealed here. So show something equal to this, or better, or step aside. Well, we just push you aside. Doesn't matter. We just shove you to the side. Like Tom said, don't push me. No, I'm not into pushing. I shove people. I shove it aside now, man. I can't help it, man. This ecstatic worship is too powerful. I'm here shoving, just moving stuff to the side, man. So they make the door real wide open. You notice? Like this. This is the truth, man. Make that door wide. Make that path clear now. Show what God really is. Show the door to that, to the highest happiness. Yeah. Even Freddie says, I can't handle those erotic metaphors. Why not? Okay, back to Mother Kundi. Having lamenting over them sufficiently offered Ganges water, they bathed in the Ganges, whose water is sanctified due to being mixed with the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord. See? Having lamented over them and sufficiently offered Ganges water, they bathed in the Ganges, whose water is sanctified due to being mixed with the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord. And you can, these are all metaphors, and they're not they actually happened, and they're doing that. But there's all these secrets locked inside these things. You know, they bathed in the Ganga, which was mixed with the dust of the lotus feet. You could say the Harikatha is also like this Ganges river. See, Harikatha. What is Harikatha? It's like the Ganges. It's mixed with the lotus feet of the Lord. It's the devotee. See, mixing with the Lord, the dust. What is the dust? It's the word, man. It's the ecstasy of a devotee mixed, and they took a bath in that. That's what people do. That's why this is Srimad Bhagavatam is greatly pleasing in the society of devotees. You're taking a bath in the Harikatha. That's why the devotees take turns, sometimes speaking, sometimes hearing. Okay? See, if you want to hear the superficial explanation, don't find a person that is actually relishing the nectar of the name of God or the pastimes of the Lord. See, if you want to keep it superficial, go to those who are just at best like a sannyasi trying to do renunciate stuff and renouncing and austerities and all that. See? If you want to know what's inside these verses, the nectar inside these verses, you have to go to the devotee who is like the Ganges, mixing with the transcendental name and the form, and has that ecstasy. And how would you know? Well, you have to learn to see what those attributes are. You have to hear from those devotees who explain what they feel, explain their bodily transformations, just like the book does. Then they take the book and they explain it to you, and they're not like speculators, because you can actually see they're experienced devotees experiencing devotion and having the symptoms of that. They're not a Ram Das Vrijavasi type who just talk and talk and talk and write, or all we actually just see the writing, but they're no shows. We don't know. Oh, we do know, actually. You see how they write? You see by their deeds. By their deeds they shall be known. If you say I'm Radhi, 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 then I'm so envious of a person who has ecstasy like Lalita, and I pass them videos, of women being beaten and raped and killed. Is that killed? By some kind of kill, or just beaten? See, what is that shown? By their deeds they shall be known. By their fruits. Don't tell me that's a fruit of being an intimate servant of Radha. That's what we got in this. We got a lot of weird stuff going on now. A lot of weird people imitating sometimes the highest things. Wasn't Putana like that? Wasn't that a kind of a Putana trip? What did Putana do? Comes looking like a devotee. Yeah, Radhi, Radhi. Ooh, no problem. Radhi, Radhi. Here, suck on this tip. Listen to my Hari Katha. And what was in there? Poison. See, that's poison coming from these people. See, by their deeds they shall be known. See? See how many obstacles? Can you imagine if a person comes before you that and they talk like Radhe Radhe and all this stuff and everything, see? And you believe them? You know what's going to happen to you? You're going to get the result of faith in a hypocrite and a liar and a cheater. You won't have any bhakti. There's stories about that, man. There was a devotee who had real devotion in Vrindavan. This is in Saints of Raj. And this sannyasi came to his door one day and he served him and he listened to him and all that. And he was a sannyasi and he was acting kind of nice, and so anyway, just served him and did some service. And then the sannyasi left. All of a sudden his bhakti disappeared. He lost his devotion. He didn't know why. What happened? What did I do? What offense? All I did was, let's see, remember then. And so anyway, he heard down the line that this sannyasi was a real rascal. See, and he served this guy. See? He was serving him. So he lost his devotion by bad association. He didn't even know it. That's why I'm telling even the Vedas say better to associate with a materialist than a hypocrite in religion, because at least this person's a materialist and you keep them at a distance. But these guys, you take them in. Could you imagine, Lalita, how we were kind of saying, well, come a little, he seems to be maybe okay, sort of, right, and then Krishna showed us. Can you imagine not having Krishna's protection? You just go. You might serve these people your whole life, and many do. Many are serving these liars and cheaters and hypocrites, and they die without any devotion. But look how we're protected, huh? Why? Because of real bhakti. The Lord showed, oh, look, there's Putana right there. And we can get out of bad associating, then our bhakti just goes on. Yeah. So, so there sat the king of the Kurus, Maharaj Yudhisthira, along with his younger brothers, and Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, Kunti, Draupadi, all overwhelmed with grief. Lord Krishna was also there. Citing the stringent laws of the Almighty and their reactions upon living beings, Lord Krishna and the Munis began to pacify those who were shocked and affected. See, they were citing the stringent laws. She's lamenting all these people died, in the battle, and lamenting from this. And so Krishna is citing, well, this is their karma. This is what they did. They went against the Pandavas. You know, and so these things happen. And so they're very stringent laws. That's why, when they teach religion, they teach a kind of a strictness, a discipline, so that you can come more into the mode of goodness from passion and ignorance, which is a dangerous place because that lowers your consciousness. See? In the mode of goodness, you're a little more protected because you believe in religion, you believe in God. But still, you got to follow discipline, right? And stuff like that is more difficult. Again, this is why Lord Caitanya and his associates are so merciful when they're preaching. Here we're here to preach the mercy of Lord Caitanya that he brought to this world. Will you think that's not that's inactive now? No, we're here to activate that mercy. The only reason it was inactive is because it wasn't preached. What is the difference between, when Advaita and Nityananda disappeared, what they did before they disappeared, they told their followers, now you preach to the best of your ability the glories of Lord Caitanya and his attributes. So you think that's any different now? Now is the time to preach the more intimate truths that are in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Leela. So that this love of God can be revived. See, we're already in process. It's already happening now. Otherwise, people don't know Lord Caitanya. See, that's the problem. They don't know Lord Caitanya. They don't believe in his mercy. Even now, even the Narayan Raj group, they don't believe in the mercy of Lord Caitanya, right? If they did, they would believe in our preaching. They don't believe you can get prema in this life. That was the preaching of Lord Chaitanya's associates. They did it too. They proved that they could give. You could read chapter 9, is it chapter 10, about the glories of the devotees. They had unrestricted ability to deliver this love of God. It wasn't restricted. Oh, no, you can't deliver this. You just deliver rules and regulations and external bhakti and ceremonies and fire sacrifice. Oh, no, that's all you deliver. No, they had the ability and the order, which is still in force now, to awaken the bhakti in others. Okay? Therefore, those qualities of the most merciful. Again, when Lord Caitanya was here, you have to see the most merciful incarnation of God was Lord Caitanya. The most jubilant form of the Lord that ever has been here was Lord Caitanya. And the most magnanimous, because he gave it to the people in general, was Lord Caitanya. So the people, if you don't want to wait 4,320,000,000 years for him to come again, by good fortune, you'll meet an associate and you'll see the same things. They are the most merciful by being able to give you this ecstatic love and awaken it, and the most jubilant because when they chant the Hare Krishna mantra, you can see their unhappy dude or woman. And then you're doubly can see when that is awakening in those who believe in their preaching. Okay? Otherwise, you're just a croaking frog. We see, right? Croaking of frogs. They don't believe in this mercy I'm preaching every day, that we're doing every day, manifesting every day, because the Lord is actually with us. Radha and Krishna are with us. Lord Caitanya are with us. Okay? So they don't believe in the glories of Panchadana. Too bad, man. I'm going to keep preaching it. You're going to preach it. And people are going to see it. And many are going to come because the Lord will kick in their intelligence. There are a lot of devotees being born now. This is the time, man. Better to be born now than when Prabhupada was here and you've disappeared because you didn't get this. Better to be born now. because all you got was Vaidhi and you died of Vaidhi Bhakti. Many have died Vaidhi Bhaktis. They're old now, a lot of them, trying to catch a few before they kick the bucket. Maybe we'll get to the Acharya Dave to get some good sense in his mind, to realize what real devotional service is what's here. This is all for the fruit of worshiping Krishna is love of Krishna. That's here. What's the problem, man? And you want it, you got to be around those who are manifesting this fruit, tasting this fruit, and distributing its seeds of Bhakti Lata Bij to people in the world. And some of these seeds fall on good ground where they've developed transcendental fruit. Already here, see? That's why you guys don't leave. You like that. You like this fruit. Lolita goes, yeah, this is really good stuff, man. Yeah, yeah. Let's see here. Okay. The Munis began to pacify those who were shocked and affected. Yeah. And that's how it is. Stringent laws, man. It's always like that. If you come and get the mercy, things can change. All of a sudden, those stringent laws are not stringent for you because you got a more purifying path now. See, otherwise, you got to work hard. Everything is difficult. You got to practice renunciations and austerities. Here, you get this very easily. See, then Lord Brahma, you begin to evince the symptoms of ecstasy, right? Lord Brahma says in Bhagavatam, those who evince the symptoms of ecstasy, that's happening here for many people. Tears are coming to the eyes. That's a symptom of ecstasy. Heart, you start to feel your heart awaken. That's a symptom of ecstasy. Jubilation when you hear the name. Choking of the voice. See, symptoms of ecstasy. You don't take another birth in this world, not like human beings here, not ordinary beings. You're promoted to the kingdom of God. And that doesn't have to be a place you have to go to, man. You're promoted in your consciousness. Wherever you are is the kingdom of God, man. That's why, Lord Caitanya said, Nityananda's cheated me. He led me away from Vrindavan. And Advaita said, no, wherever you are is Vrindavan. Why? Because he had love of Krishna. Wherever you see love of Krishna, now you found the real Vrindavan. Do you see how it's stronger than going to the regular Vrindavan? You can go to Vrindavan, you could spend your whole time there, and you won't see you may not see, I can't say you won't, but you may not see one person cry in ecstasy for Krishna. Or they won't speak to you conclusive revelations of the highest truth unless you just are lucky and you find somebody there. Say you don't. It's better to come here because you see the tears of real, that mood and that bhav of worship. Therefore, you see an actual role model, what it looks like to be a Vrindavan resident. Otherwise, you don't know. Look at these Narayan Raj, I only use them as an example. These Narayan Raj devotees don't know. Thank you for your service of the showing, they help us preach, for them, their sakes too. Also, I just like to meditate on the truth, man. It's just something nice about it, I like to point it out. It's like a teacher, in the chalkboard, you see, they point out the example, and then my pointer, you see, the Narayan Raj group. They don't know this bhav there because they haven't seen it. That's proof. They don't see it in themselves. They don't see it in their gurus. Therefore, they look over here and say, it can't be. They can't even explain it except in their speculations. They just, love of Krishna is like this. And it's not like that. See, love of Krishna, we say, is like this, and then we show you. See, they'll say love of Krishna is like this, but they can't show you anything. Like Ramdas Vijarasi. Oh, love of Krishna is like this, right? It doesn't show you anything. See? Speculation. Then you come here, we'll teach you all these things. Why? Because the Lord shows us this stuff. Ah. Oh. Oh, I didn't see Amy's comment there. I see it now. He is against those groups through the hypocrisy and bogus. Yeah. Oh. Oh. See, devotees have to get used to talking about things, about truth, the highest truth, and distinguish it from real experiences in the world without fear. If you don't do that, everything remains kind of mysterious and unknown. Vaishnavas had a tendency to do that. A lot of times I run across something where they're starting to show something, and then they hold back, and then you don't see it, and then you don't know. I thought, wow, man, that would have been nice to know that. That's like, with Prabhupada, he said, well, actually, it looks like only one god brother of mine is not envious of me. That was helpful. It's like, oh, wow, thank you. And can you imagine the god brother saying, well, how dare he say that about me? And Prabhupada, somebody would name names, oh, this person was a black snake. Well, thank you, Prabhupada. Because everybody else is portraying them as that. And that saves me from, see, I believe in Prabhupada. I believe in real devotees. I don't believe in those who tell me the opposite. I don't believe in Narayan Raj, who told me the opposite what Prabhupada said. He said the black snake, that Prabhupada said was a black snake, he said it was a highest devotee. So who do you believe? It comes down to that narrow gate. You can't just believe everybody or every devotee. Then that's called neophyte. You just can't tell the difference between an advanced devotee and somebody who's pretending to be advanced. That's why people hear certain people say, "Oh, well, thank you for pointing that out, because otherwise I would never know." And some will say, why is he doing that? He shouldn't say anything. He should just leave it all unclear, leave everything unclear so people can miss the path of pure devotional service and go the wrong way. Go hard. How dare you point out specifically where the obstacles are? Right? See, good. Let's see. Where's Mayavadi had something to say. We'll use her thing too. Let's say we'll use everything. We're very thrifty here. When I listen to lessons, my net here breaks. Oh, so I'm lucky. Okay, here. What else? Why are you so much against ISKCON? See, this is it. This is good. Again, and so thank you, Mayavadi, for this, because I'm not against anybody. But I'm here to point out what is the difference between pure devotional service and something else. Yeah. See. So what is against ISKCON the way it is, or way is I'm just putting the truth out and distinguishing it from other things. Truth is truth. The highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion. I'm preaching reality. Lord Caitanya preached reality. He said the only thing that I see that this Tattavadi disciplic line has going for it, and I say that is the same like ISKCON. What is the fault? He went and he nailed it. He was alive in a body, and he said, you Tattavadis, he humbled them. He said, the only thing going for it is they believe in the name Krishna. And I say, ISKCON, the only thing you got going for it is you believe in the name Krishna. See? Personal, right? There was a situation there, and he nailed it, right? And Gohari does the same thing. What does that mean? Well, the same force that was there is in force again. So how is ISKCON the same as the Tattavadis? See, if you understand history, you're not doomed to repeat it. This is a well-known statement. So let me tell you a little bit about history. See, Lord Caitanya confronted the Tattavadis as I confront ISKCON now in 2022. All they got going for it is the name. All they had back then was the name. And they were pushing Varnashram Dharma as they're pushing Varnashram Dharma. And the Lord Chaitanya, he humiliated them. He made fun of them. He said, actually, you're not preaching the real path. He said, you should hear and chant about Krishna and in association with real devotees. And that is the greatest path. And Gohari says the same thing. You ISKCON devotees, Gaudiya Math and Gaudiya Me, you should be chanting with real devotees here who have real ecstatic devotion. Otherwise, all you got is the name and a bunch of speculations and no ecstasy that you see here. This is where it's happening, man. This is where you find the real worship of the deity. The feeling is here, is awakened in many devotees. Otherwise, all you got going for it is you believe in the name Krishna and you're doing Varnashram Dharma, just like the Tattavadis. And then you got the Narayan Raj they're doing Varnashram Dharma and rules and regulations, right? And more strict, and renunciations more strict under the veneer of spontaneous Raghunuga Bhakti. See, they speculate on what it is, and they practice by their deeds Vaidhi Bhakti. See? And then they have no shows in the Raghunuga spontaneous level. See? So that's not it either. And you know who nailed that one also? Prabodhananda Saraswati. So I get faulted for nailing everything like they do. Well, that's the only way this is going to work. He said, the best I see are those who are talking about Krishna without the bhav. See, they're talking about the conjugal level without the conjugal level manifesting. Right, Lalita? Haven't you seen that? A lot of that in the crying school without the tears. See, purebhakti.com without any pure bhakti coming, manifesting. See, so I nailed it, but I specifically like even he did. Why? Well, that's how we force the door open. Otherwise, it's closed on people go there for pure bhakti, not coming, and think they're getting pure bhakti. No, not yet. Or they go to ISKCON to get Krishna Vrindavan, right? Isn't it people go there? Did you not go to the Namahata there river to get Krishna? Did you want Krishna of Vrindavan? Well, you didn't probably even know Krishna Vrindavan because they don't preach it. So you're not even clear about what the real path is. See? And I sit there and nail this. Hey, man, that's an obstacle. They're not telling you what the real Krishna is. They're not showing you what the real Krishna is. You got to show and tell, like little children of Vrindavan. Man. They go to school, right? I remember I went to school. It's show and tell day. You got to show what you love, and then you got to talk about it. Well, isn't this what we do? Show and tell every day. See, the Lord shows us in our ecstatic worship. That's how it's got to be. If it's not like that, you haven't found the real path. I ain't going to say I got this on my own. I got it from my worship. The Lord shows me because of this way of worship. I say, boy, it's so nice to have the comforter with me, man. Radharani. It's so nice to have the counselor with me. See, Radharani. In my heart. Why? She knows Krishna. She knows his Maya. She knows his Yoga Maya. She knows his Maha Maya. She knows every friggin' thing that I need to know. And I tell, right? And I get all, go, all right, why are you criticizing ISKCON? Why? To help them. I'm just pointing out the faults that they're in. This fault finding, see, I'm here to find the faults that people are in and take them out. Nobody understands the mind of a person empowered by love of God. Right? Doesn't the verse say, chapter 23? Not even the greatest scholars can understand why Gohari does what he does. Sometimes I have a hard time understanding myself. I have to pray on it. Lord, why did you make me say this today? I wanted to please Mayavadi. And oh, ISKCON, you're so great. Devotees there. Yeah, why do you have to, why do you have to go against Narayan Raj? Because they don't have the jewel, man. And I wanted to, if anybody out there has any ears, maybe they'll come. They're looking for the jewel. They go to Narayan Raj to get the jewel of love of Krishna, right? They don't get it. Maybe after 20 years, somebody will figure it out that it's not there. And then look over here, and if they're sincere, the Lord will leave them here. See, if you have what did Jesus preach? If you have a light, right? What is the light? Well, the Lord gives me this rapturous feeling. He gives me all this understanding. I look at the scriptures, it makes sense to me. And I look around at ISKCON and Gaudiya Smith, it doesn't make sense to them. The scriptures they're giving nonsensical things, hypocritical ideas, lies. That you go to them and you're supposed to get Vrindavan, but you don't get Vrindavan. So the Lord's giving me this light. I don't, well, you don't like it. What can I do? The Lord shows me this. I show you. And I'm just seeing some people are listening, and you see Lalita Ganga and River, they got ecstatic devotion. Mayavadi, right now, she has problems. Yeah. Just how it is. It comes down to is like, who's your guru? I know who Lalita's guru is. That's why she's ecstatic. But you see this. She doesn't see me as like I'm against ISKCON or I'm again. I want to do but you do. Why? Because you don't believe that you're the real spiritual master to deliver you is right in front of your face. So you don't believe that. Therefore, you don't get this knowledge. You don't have faith in this preaching. See, therefore you think I'm against. So the Lord gives you those who can't really do anything much for you. That's these gurus you still have faith in, right? Look at he brought you to the place of there. You still don't understand. That's how good your guru is. He's not that good to me. I mean, it's hard for you to take probably, but that's the truth, man. If he brought you to the point where you think I'm against ISKCON and Narayan Raj, that ain't very good. That's not a very high standard here. So you just need to know that. You may not want to know that. You might want to go like an ostrich and put your head in the sand and think you're protected from Maya. No, I don't want to see that. I want to go back to my guru. I love he's so, but look what you got. You don't see the intentions of a person who worships the Lord that you can see in ecstatic love. I don't know. Maybe you don't accept this as ecstatic devotion. Maybe you do. If you do, I'm going to get you out of hypocrisy if you stick around long enough. If you accept this as ecstatic, loving worship of Krishna, and then you still think I'm against ISKCON or Narayan Raj, then you're still in illusion. I guess, did you ever think about, do we really have ecstatic devotion here? I don't know. Does she? You've talked to her more. She don't believe it? Oh, then what are you here for then?
She sees some tears and she makes it ridiculous. Yeah, don't cry for me, Argentina. That's what she wrote to me. She sees some tears, but she has no understanding about the whole
Oh yeah,
concept. Nothing.
Yeah, okay. All right. So anyway, that's not surprising. It comes with in some life, whether it's this one or another one, you have faith in a real spiritual master. This is the process. Trust the process. Then you'll understand what is beyond this world. Otherwise, not. This is it's by the book here, man. When you're ready to be delivered, you meet the bona fide spiritual master. See? And then you start to have real awakening, spiritual experience. You'll have the right understanding, revelation. You'll be able to see the intentions of your guru better. Otherwise, you won't understand. You're on the outside. You stay, in the Maya. You're delivered when you develop faith in a real spiritual master. You're not delivered yet. When you have that kind of understanding, you're not delivered. Your guru didn't deliver you. So the whole point is to go to a guru who is a deliverer, and he didn't deliver you because he can't. He's not authorized in that. All he can deal is with neophytes like yourself. See, neophytes, they don't know the standard. They don't know to go to the guru who can deliver you. That is conclusive. See, it's inconclusive to go to a guru in the ISKCON movement and go, "Oh, Guru Dev, you're so merciful to me," but they don't know what real mercy is. They can't deliver what they don't have. Real mercy is to deliver your disciple from illusion. Obviously, he didn't do that for you because you're acting in illusion. I have some students here who are not, they're not delivered yet because they still want to instruct me, or they think they know better than me and all that, and the Lord holds back their deliverance until they get, he's, go ahead
I
there,
don't
Lily.
think she has a real understanding about what a guru is. A spiritual master gives you spirit. He plants the spirit in your body, wakes you up so that you finally experience that you are a spiritual soul, that you experience it yourself, and that you can go into that relationship with the Lord. And that's not happening in ISKCON and in all those other places. Those
Hmm.
gurus are guru in name only. And
In
she
name
writes
only.
nice poems
Yeah.
because she has a good guru and she hugs trees. But that's not what a guru gives. Guru gives you spirit, love of God.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, see, that's the name only. See, they have it in name. They need the feeling. They need to awaken the feeling. So anyway, this is, yeah, it's not like I come here and I have this agenda. I have no. I just come and I come to chant Hare Krishna and depend on the Spirit of the Lord to direct the course. Just like the poem of Kahil Jabram. He said, "If love finds you worthy, it will direct your course." So when I chant, and this ecstasy comes up with, and then I just get the verse and look at the verse, and things just happen. It's not like just I would rather be popular. I mean, if I had it my way, I would say, well, it'd be nice just to kiss everybody's ass and be friends with everybody. And but that's basically what they teach of what they call etiquettes. Just kiss everybody's ass and can say, "Oh, Prabhu, you're such a great guru," even though they're not. But they can't tell who is and who isn't. And those who are great, can see. Often they also just keep quiet. So, and everybody they just die in ignorance. I was ordered not to do this, not to keep quiet, has the full approval of Prabhupada to point out your illusion. So I do it. You may not like it now, but someday you'll be very happy if it gets through. Yeah. See, we got to destroy the illusion so we can build back better. Just like they're doing in the world, they're destroying capitalism so they can, in their minds, they think they're going to build back better a communistic type situation. You know, these demon types over there in the what do they call it? WEF. We'll just use their initials. They want to, they like this communist thing, oh, well, yeah, just everybody be like, the yes men, just obey the government and just have the government full control. Yeah, we want a society like that. They're really pushing for that. And they may win for a while, but ultimately the Lord wants it. If people more will just agree to be like this, then your government will be rotting Krishna worship, man, in ecstasy. And you'll be spontaneous devotee, and you'll even do unpopular things like this. People, how many people will, you're just one of millions who misunderstand my preaching. So it's not surprising that you don't understand. It's because it hasn't fructified where you have faith in these words. See, you still have faith, just like the ISKCON people or Gaudiya Math, they have faith in those who can't help them very well. Bottom line is, here is helping people well. See, this is here is showing the Uttama principle is here, Uttamadhikari principle here, people getting delivered. See, this is helping people well, awaken their ecstatic devotion. Otherwise, you're not being helped very well in anything, in any path. This is the essence. Without this, I just teach the Lord's perspective now. See, his perspective is the verses. Without love of Krishna, without love of God, okay, this whole universe is useless. So that's the high perspective. What's the lower ones? Well, that's what most people are into. Oh, yeah, there are many paths, that lead to God and all that. Yeah, even though they take so many thousands of millions of lifetimes in this path and that path and everything, But the Lord's perspective is, my God, man, I came here as Lord Caitanya. And I brought all these wonderful devotees. I had them write these amazing books. And only my real devotees can understand these books and the mantra and everything. Just go to them to learn about real Krishna consciousness. And what is ISKCON doing? What is Gaudiya Math and Samiti and everybody else? They're going to those who are not real ecstatic associates of the Lord, right? They can't prove it. They can't show it. They can't even write about it properly. So obviously, the people in general have not learned the lesson. And until here, unpopular Gohari comes and says what nobody will say and express what nobody will show or can show. Actually, that's really the truth. They don't have the ability to show this. They're not empowered with this. See, this is not their power. They have the power to speak, usually speculation. They have the power to feel, which is usually repressed feelings. You ever see try to get some feelings out of some of these sannyasis, man. They walk around in their heads. They even speak like very all up in here, because you even hear even their human feelings they got to repress. Oh, because I can't do that. I can't look at a woman and because I might feel some sex thing, and then I'll look anyway on the side because I got to feel something. Yeah, Bhaktivinoda said if you don't feel, even as a human, you're not alive. There's no life in you. All mind. This is what they want you to do. See, they want you to become a robot with no feelings. What kind of life would that be? Put your consciousness in a robot. Yeah. Crazy world we're living in, Mayavati. You are you are yourself. This is what matters. Yes, what is your problem? That's a problem. I don't feel I have any. If I chant, Hari, I have no problems. The Lord takes away all the problems. Yeah. So what else is there to do in this world but preach the truth? To relish worship, this kind of worship, and to preach truth and share and liberate people. Mhm. Boy, a lot of comments here. Holy mackerel. Well, at least you can't say we don't have stimulating conversations, huh? Food for thought. Get you thinking. Yeah. Okay. Religion, one of the false religions is very much like the government now. They have like thought police. You're not supposed to think about these things. It's offensive, right?
Yeah.
Don't ask any question because it's offensive, Prabhu. You mentioning this person, it's offensive. So don't think those thoughts. Just believe blindly that these leaders don't look for proof that these gurus are actual gurus who can deliver you. Just accept that they are. Now, is that really smart? Is that what God wants us to be, blind believers, you think? So Mayavadi, yeah, don't think about whether your guru is qualified and what are the qualifications. Don't listen to that. Just blindly believe that your guru can deliver you.
Yeah.
Just blindly worship him as better than yourself. Don't try to ascertain if he's any better than you or equal to you, because guru is supposed to be, he should be much better than you in the sense of spiritually advanced. So don't think about what is his spiritual advance. He probably has the same feelings you do. This is the thing. In ISKCON and Gaudiya Math and everything, the devotees, they all have basically the same feelings. They feel like human beings. Real guru has got divine feelings, my friends. They're ecstatic feelings, they're rapturous feelings. They're not like human beings. They've been purified and transformed. They got the special grace and mercy of God. That's why they can deliver in God's intelligence in this world and God's transcendental happiness and feelings to others. Nobody else can do it. That's why I'm telling you, most of these gurus is just like you. They feel like you. That's the bottom line, man. Use that as a standard. Go and sit close to Radhanath if you can get, and Jaipataka, and see if they got any special feelings that are divine. And you'll find they're just like yours. See, and I get faulted for pointing out the obvious. Remember that story, the emperor has no clothes? It was a little kid that,
Yeah.
hey, don't you see? They were all seeing the emperor.
They all
He
see.
just pointed it out. Don't you see oh, shh. Repress that. Gaur, be mindful of your words. What? I don't want my mind in the way of the word. Mind, can you imagine? Mindful of the words. They want the mind in the way of the word? No, just let them flow from the higher place. I don't want my mind in the way. Then I might start thinking like you, Mayavadi. I think these mundane gurus can deliver me, who have the same kind of feelings I got. Yeah, I never thought of that till today. I thought, boy, that's a nice new standard. Thank you, Lord. See, he shows me, I show you guys. We don't wait here. If I was mindful, I wouldn't tell you these things. I think, well, I probably shouldn't tell them. The mind gets in the way, stops the flow. Mm. The clever Duryodhana and his party cunningly usurped the kingdom of Yudhisthira. who had no enemy. By the grace of the Lord, the recovery was executed, and the unscrupulous kings who joined with Duryodhana were killed by him. Others also died, their duration of life having decreased for their rough handling of the hair of Draupadi. See, when you go against the devotees, your duration of life decreases, even in this world physically. But really, what diminishes is your heart. You know, you feel like, yeah, you become weaker, you know, which is sometimes good. All right, so River, why don't you sing us a little kirtan? You have a little microphone thing.
Yeah, it's downstairs. I have to get it from downstairs. It's
Okay, and
cool.
in the meantime,
Bring it
we'll
up.
have
Lalita. I think there's a
Lolita.
mic in front of Lalita.
I will bring
Oh,
it.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, let Lolita, you can sing us a song, Lolita. Okay, you got it now, River. All right, she brought it up to you,
I
huh?
have to pair. I have to pair up.
Okay, go
So
for
just a moment.
it.
Hare Krishna. It's on now. The mic's on. I'm just letting it.
Do some reggae.
I'll do it after. I'm doing this one first. It's because it's got it's because it's got advert.
Oh yeah. Because the heat
Okay.
on.
Go. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Is it not
Hare
working?
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, glory to Srila Gaura Haridas, our amazing spiritual master who has taken us on this deep journey with a deeper relationship with Krishna in the heart. Not staying outside, but coming inside, coming home, binding us with Krishna. So we are addicted to that potency of pure love of God. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Somebody read where I left off there. Who wants to read? River. You want to read, Tom?
Maharaj, I don't know what exactly you're reading.
Chaitanya Bhagavad.
We'll let Tom read. Here.
Okay.
Chapter 8 in
Okay.
you got it?
Chapter 8.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
In what is it? First Canto, Chapter 8, and text number text number 5.
Eight. Praised by Queen Kunti and Parikshit saved. 5.
Mm-hmm.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Thank you, Srila Karadas. Oh my God. Thank you, all these wonderful examples. Oh my God. Hare Krishna. In this light of consciousness, of the clarifying consciousness of Srila Karadas, thank you. Text 5. The clever Duryodhana. The clever Duryodhana and his party cunningly usurped. Usurped? I don't know the word.
Kind
The
of
clever
stole. Means stole.
stole. Okay, usurped the kingdom of Yudhishthira. Okay, the clever Duryodhana and his party cunningly usurped the kingdom of Yudhishthira, who had no enemy. By the grace of the Lord, the recovery was executed, and the unscrupulous kings who joined with Duryodhana were killed by him. Others also died, their duration of life having decreased for their rough handling of the hair of Queen Draupadi.
Yeah. So the spiritual side of this. See this down here. See, there's a spiritual side to this also. Can I come, Lalita? Oh yeah. Oh, sorry about that. There you are. Yeah. Yeah. So there's a spiritual side to this thing, which is very interesting, actually. So the clever Duryodhana and his party cunningly usurped the kingdom of Yudhisthira, who had no enemy. By the grace of the Lord, the recovery was executed. And so that's how Maya, on one level, she usurps the kingdom of the Lord, the kingdom of the devotee. See, the real kingdom of the devotee is the spiritual world. See, so Maya usurps it. She steals it away from us. See, and she uses her henchmen and does it in a very clever way. You notice it takes a lot of cleverness, a lot of tricks, a lot of deceptions, a lot of lies. See, that kingdom was restored by the grace of God. See how the kingdom this so that's how the Lord does it. That grace of God comes through his devotees. That's why the Lord himself came as a devotee in that mood. So to basically reestablish uh, his devotees, which is basically everybody. Everybody in this world is naturally a devotee of the Lord. That's why in the vision of the Uttamadikari, they only see devotees of Krishna in this world. See? But they see that, oh yeah, this is a person devoted to Lord's material potency as a devotee of that. See, that's why, just like what's the difference between Mother Yashoda having a son in Vrindavan and a person in this world having a son in this world? See? It's the same, except there's just some differences. One is her son is transcendental and gives feelings that are ecstatic, that are actually spiritual feelings that last forever, that are more beautiful and more intense, the kind of stuff you see here, right? You see these kinds of things here. So there's a difference between loving your son or your daughter or your dogs or cats or goldfish or shoes in this world. It's more limited. See, it's a limited feeling. That's why people, they look here, Lalita Ganga, this is crazy. You would laughing and crying and smiling so much. This is not to be done here. People don't do that here. Here the best you can do is you eat a nice sweet banana, and you get a nice taste, but it doesn't put tears in your eyes. When Krishna's that banana, all of a sudden, man, tears come to the eyes, ecstatic feelings, transcendental happiness that nobody knows. But banana is good, secondary, right? Secondary. But Krishna is the primary banana. He's his name. That name is the banana that we want. Tasting that name. That's why you see the feelings are different. See, so that kingdom for the devotees has been usurped by the Lord's Maya. Doesn't Duryodhana represent the Maya? Wasn't he against Krishna and the Pandavas? See, Pandavas are devotees. They represent the transcendental kingdom. See, Krishna is their protector, right? Isn't that funny? These pastimes are all about reality. Hey, how would you like this to be your reality? Because Krishna is our protector here too. How would you like to have a Pandava situation? You can do that. This can be your situation now, everybody, where the Lord is your protector. He's your comforter, your counselor, all these things. They usurp the kingdom like that.
Yeah.
So the kingdom was reinstated to the Pandavas. That's every living soul, right? How was it done? Through the grace of God. So one little detail about that. How do you get that grace? Well, let's take shelter of the verses to learn something. See, by the mercy of Krishna, that grace, you get Guru. And by the mercy of Guru, you get Krishna, which is that grace, perfect fulfillment of that grace. Then the kingdom is established. What? Isn't that true? Aren't we becoming established in the true kingdom of God? It's not a particular place necessarily. It's a mood. It's a consciousness. It's a feeling. It's a knowing. It's a revelation. See, that's the kingdom of God. Wherever you are, you could be in the spiritual universe, and that revealing is there, or here, or in hell even. Devotees are not bothered by hell or heaven, see, because of their worship, their ecstatic worship. So that's, see, in a nutshell, all the verses always saying the same thing. Basically, People are in Maya because the kingdom, their true kingdom, has been usurped from them, stolen away by Maya in clever, tricky ways. And if anybody will be attracted to learning from devotees, you can get the shelter of that Lord, the grace of God again. You can live a life of grace. Even during these times, it's amazing, man. Could you imagine after getting this here, what many people do, like River is saying in her class this morning, she's addicted to this. Can you imagine living life without this, without this primary relationship with the Supreme Lord? You can see how difficult it would be because all you're doing is focusing on. And what are you focusing on now? Well, whatever is prominent. What's prominent? Demoniac stuff, right? Lies, trickery, cheating, death. Everywhere you look, there's another scenario, right there, Tom? Everywhere you look, there's another problem, another protest. There's just more, more negative stuff that makes your feeling, gets you to feel what? Fearful, anxiety, unhappy. What if that was your life now? Because that's all you're looking at. Is it surprising people are suiciding out of this? Is it surprising people are becoming alcoholics more? Is it surprising that people are taking these drugs, prescription drugs, to become more relaxed? Because that's all they have. They have no real escape like this. This is completely natural. It raises you above that frequency that's being, on the planet now. Is this fear, fear, anxiety, fear, fear, anxiety. Okay? And what do we have? Ecstasy, ecstasy, ecstasy. Look, what's the difference in vibration? Even we're even smiling here. Many of us are smiling here. In the midst of this stuff. See, that's the grace of God. Okay, go ahead there, Tom.
Okay, let's see. Text 6. Yeah. Lord Shri Krishna caused 3 well-performed Ashvamedha yajnas, horse sacrifices, to be conducted by Maharaj Yudhishthira, and thus caused his virtuous fame to be glorified in all directions, like that of
Okay,
Indra.
before you go on. Oh yeah, go ahead. Complete the verse. Complete the verse.
And caused his virtuous fame to be glorified in all directions, like that of Indra, who had performed 100 such sacrifices.
Yeah, and so now this is also the spiritual side of the verse. If you take it all the way to the extreme, this you can do by Lord Chaitanya's mercy. I mean, it's amazing to me. I look at these verses and I see things, but not not speculations and not imaginations, but actual. You test it. See if this verse makes sense to you now when you hear it like this, in the light of Lord Chaitanya's grace. See, Lord Krishna caused 3 well performed Asvamedha yagnas, horse sacrifices, to be conducted by Maharaj Yudhisthira. Okay? Put yourself in the place of Maharaj Yudhisthira, because the Lord has put all humanity in the place of Maharaj Yudhisthira's place. Okay? And he caused now, just like back then, see, he was the cause of those sacrifices. He said, you do these sacrifices. And Lord Chaitanya is the cause of his new sacrifice. And you do this sacrifice of Harinam. See, you do this sacrifice of Harinam, and especially in a society of devotees. That's where you really should do it. Ultimately, the highest devotees, the devotees who have ecstatic devotion, you do your sacrifice in there. Okay, finish the job really quickly. What's going to happen here? See, conducted by Mars Yudhisthira, and thus cause his virtuous fame to be glorified in all directions, like that of Indra, who performed 100 sacrifices. And that's the thing is, you see the devotees here, as you chant the holy name and are engaged in this sacrifice of coming here and hearing from real devotees who have real devotion, your actual fame will increase now. But not, see, you see, you're not like Lalita, you're not above your master. You're not above Lord Caitanya. See? Therefore, Lord Caitanya got flack, Jesus got flack. You're going to get flack too sometimes. See? But that's even infamy increases the fame of a devotee. That's when I see when they go against Lalita or River, I think, wow, man, they're getting somewhere, man. The Lord's making them famous, man. They're purifying people. This is so your fame increases, and later on, people start to get wind of it, and your fame will increase because of this Harinam sacrifice that you're doing here. Your intelligence is increasing, your ecstasy, all it goes for all of us. We're doing a sacrifice here. Our intelligence is increasing, our revelation is increasing, our ecstasy is increasing just from doing this. What a great sacrifice! Thank you, Lord Caitanya, for making it so doggone easy. Especially now, if you're anybody who's somehow gets the intelligence to do their sacrifice here, and not just with Avites who don't have strong ecstatic feelings awakened yet. My God, is your sacrifice? Is that fire going to get hot here? Are they going to burn away a lot of problems in ecstasy? And the Lord's going to be very pleased with you, and you'll feel it inside, even though many people at first will go against you because they misunderstand you. They think you're criticizing others, and why don't you just shut up, and you just, comes with the territory, infamy. Okay?
More and
But
more
that, yeah,
undisturbed.
go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
you used the word undisturbed before. You
Yeah.
get more and more firm, become undisturbed, and
Yeah.
distinguishing the priorities from the anarthas.
Yeah. Undisturbed. Yeah, because Krishna protects you, his potency, so that you can preach boldly in this world, even to the point of death. So don't come here if you're afraid of death. Don't come here. Well, no, come here if you're afraid of death and you want to get over it. But don't come here if you
Exactly.
want to live in fear of death and a fear of offending people who can't do anything for you. This is for people who want to know the truth. Wouldn't it be nice to know, because somebody pointed it out, that the emperor has no clothes, that a guru cannot deliver you to Vrindavan? Even you want to spend 20 more years believing that? Or do you want to just kind of like get confronted with that, like to make you think, like, God, maybe I should think about this. Maybe I should see, does my guru have transcendental feelings, like a Gorhar is teaching here? See, so I mean, instead of thinking that I'm just trying to find fault with ISKCON, which I'm doing, I'm finding fault. See, but not in the way people do. See, people find faults so that they can be better than others. See, and I'm doing the same thing, but they're not in the way people understand. I'm finding fault so that I can show you that what is better than others' teachings, so that people you can take to what is better, what is truly better. Isn't it better that whatever gets the result of loving ecstatic devotion quickly, isn't that better than going a long way, a long route, many lifetimes? Isn't this better than the Rhyme Raja's teaching that is many lifetimes? Isn't it better to get bhakti in this lifetime? It may be even in a week for some. That may be you. Isn't it better? But no, you shouldn't say. You should just let us be in the delusion that what we're doing is better than what you're doing. Well, that's the purpose of competition. What do you think? There's not competition in the spiritual world? If it's here, it's there. And we utilize that so that we can show how much better this is to get Krishna in this lifetime. Is this making sense to anybody?
What they see as humblifying, in reality, you are uplifting. They see it as something negative, like, oh, this is disastrous. This is making things damage
This is
things.
this
Yeah,
is destroying things.
yeah,
This
destroying.
is destroying illusions that people have.
Yeah,
See, this is not positive. This is not negative. This is transcendental. This has no positive result nor a negative. It has a transcendental result. The result is enlightenment beyond the modes of nature.
room for bhakti.
Yeah, yeah. So read the verse again.
Lord Sri Krishna caused 3 well-performed Ashwamedha yajnas, horse sacrifices, to be conducted by Maharaj Yudhishthira, and thus caused his virtuous fame to be glorified in all directions, like that of Indra, who had performed 100 such sacrifices.
So, and so ideally, the Lord caused who is it? Mars Yudhisthira to do this. He's a pure devotee, represents a pure devotee. And so it's the same thing doing this kind of bhajan is the Lord causes a devotee, say like the person that has real devotion, the intimate devotee of the Lord, to do bhajan, to do this sacrifice, the Hari Nam sacrifice, chanting the holy names. Okay? So this increases the fame of a devotee because you're worshiping ecstatic love. Now, what did Lord Caitanya or Krishna say to Madhavinda Puri when he started to do this kind of sacrifice of chanting the holy name and he was ecstatic? The Lord appeared and said, because of your ecstasy, your ecstatic worship, your love of God, now I'm going to appear in the world and deliver it. See? So how did that work out? Well, see, that's the thing. He had the power now, and increased his fame starts with the disciples, right? Disciples come and they start to hear from the guru. They get purified, and all of a sudden, your fame amongst those persons increases, right? Because you heard and you got purified, right? Isn't that interesting? Okay? But not outsiders. Generally, outsiders. Oh, a lot of them. What are you doing there? Why are you doing that? Why get away from that offensive person? See, so when you're with a real devotee and you're becoming part of this sacrifice, see, this is like the Asvamedha sacrifice, horse sacrifice. See, we ride the horse of the holy name. This is how we're doing. Just you should be looking like when devotees are rocking like this. They're riding the horse of the holy name. They're doing a sacrifice. See, like this. Rough ride, especially Gohar. He's a rough rider, very rough in his ride. When I ride that name, man, it gets rough here around here. You notice? We get a little rough rider. They had these cowboys who are called rough riders. Rough, also, you see, rough from dog. Rough, whoop, whoop, whoop. Hey, rough, roof. Like dog claiming its territory, peeing on its territory. Say this belongs to us. See, so those who become part of it, the fame increases amongst their disciples. And then as people start to see, then it increases more, and that's for the benefit of people. Because when you can recognize real devotees, and you start taking their shelter and putting them as primary in your life, and their teachings as the word of God, then things happen like love of Krishna, and you're delivered out of this illusion. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Next verse.
So this cause is like empowerment. When Krishna causes someone for a certain job, then he empowers. And when we come to this, um, when we come when we meet this energy, then we also become um, empowered or
Oh,
enlivened.
when you get purified, yeah, part of it is getting purified, and that comes with as you get sincere faith. Not like part of you is faithful and there's another part that's doubtful or something. You got to get through that where you have strong faith because you've tried other things and you don't have faith in anything else.
Be determined.
Yeah, determined. You don't have to see this is like for you. Maybe this you have to see that this is different than sadhu. What's his name? Sadhu Maharaj or sadhu? What's that guy's name?
Sadhguru, Sadhguru.
Satguru. Yeah, like this is different than Satguru. This is not the same. And that's how you get more and more clear about these things. Then you become more one pointed, and then you see you become really strong and steady and clear, and then more clear and more ecstatic. Okay?
Yeah. Sadhguru was my previous teacher. Yes. Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
yeah. So yeah, and you got to see there's a difference here. He can't really, he can only deliver you here somehow, but not back to Godhead. You have to get clear about that. He's not there himself yet. That's the kind of liberation thing is not it. That's not enough.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
me, you are the natural upgrade.
Yeah. As you get more and more clear about that and it shows in how you act and everything, then everything will go deeper, deeper.
Step by step. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Next for us.
No, let's see. Mayavadi says, I know you know, but anyway, I also do not want my mind to be on the way in the way. I want the feelings to be. Yeah, but see, your feelings are are also in the way right now as they are. They have to be transformed and purified to the next platform. See? So, in a sense, because you don't know that, they it's like your mind is your best friend or enemy. See, so when your feelings are transcendental, now they're not in the way. See, that's mundane feelings are in a way, in a sense. They have to be transformed. That's part of the process here. Okay? Spiritual feelings are not in a way. See, but see, generally, you probably think your feelings are spiritual, but not yet, not really. It shows in your realization, like for example, thinking that I'm against ISKCON or Narayan Raj. That's what a mundane person will think. So if your feelings were actually spiritual, transformed into spirit, you would understand my mind. You would understand what my intention is, but you don't.
It's
So I
another kind
know
of quality.
you may not like what.
It's another kind of quality, another value. The
Yeah,
transcendental feelings and the mundane feelings.
yeah. I mean, people need to know that if they want to advance. Otherwise, you're stuck. You know. You see, like if you stick that, oh no, no, my feelings are spiritual, and they're not, then well, what can be done? Go
She
ahead.
needs to feel intoxicated to know what it means to have transcendental feelings.
Yeah,
It's intoxicating. It's not something in the mind. Um,
yeah, yeah.
it's
Exactly.
different.
To distinguish the different qualities.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Tom. Thank you. Awesome.
Very- As soon as he seated, yes, is that the right one? No, 7. Lord Sri Krishna then prepared for his departure. He invited the sons of Pandu. After having been worshipped by the Brahmanas, headed by Srila Vyasadeva. The Lord also reciprocated greetings. So again, Lord Sri Krishna then prepared for his departure. He invited the sons of Pandu. After having been worshipped by the Brahmanas headed by Srila Vyasadeva,
Yeah, the only real purpose for doing a sacrifice is to please the Lord. And the clearer you can get on what that means, the better. See, when you do the sacrifice, say like you're doing a fire sacrifice, is to get the Lord to come, right? That was the idea. You get the Lord to come. And when the people were doing these sacrifices, the Lord would appear, like Narayan would appear in the fire of their sacrifice. That's what it's supposed to is to draw the Lord. Okay? But how you feel when you would see the Lord would depend how close you are to Him. Okay? So in this Harinam sacrifice, in association with devotees, advanced devotees, you're doing a sacrifice, but it's made very easy and a very wonderful, sublime, and enjoyable, actually. And you draw the Lord to appear here. See, the Lord appears. I keep telling you, the Lord appears here. And how do you know? Well, it's because of that love that awakens in us. And then the Lord appears in His name. We can realize that. We can relish that, taste it. With a see this, so that's the sacrifice that has to be done. If you can't draw the Lord into your life like that, where you feel your spiritual emotions are awakening, this being reborn again, then all you are is drawing the material every day, just doing sacrifices on the mundane level. Okay, I get up, I go to work, and there's usually some feeling there, and it's mundane, and it might not even be a good feeling, because a lot of times people go to work and they don't even like their jobs, so their feeling is like, ugh. You ever have a job like that? It's like, ugh.
yeah,
I don't even want it. So your feeling is like, well, but I got to do it because I need the money to pay the bills. Well, ugh. you know so that's a sacrifice. You're doing, uh, everything is a sacrifice. Sense enjoyment, you're doing a sacrifice there, eating something. See, you're tasting it with your mundane senses. It has a result, and oh, it tastes good. And if you're in a mode of passion, you like salty things. You like potato chips with lots of oil in there, and salty. It makes you get you, going. Oh, sugar. Mode of passion. Get you passionate, right? Too much sugar, you can't even sleep at night. Stuff like that. You see, it's all material. It's all mundane. It's still a sacrifice, and the thing is, it, Krishna consciousness really, like on this level, is the highest taste in sacrificing. And it's the greatest happiness of the Lord. And it gives the greatest protection, the greatest pleasure, the greatest freedom, the greatest of everything. That's the greatest treasure from doing this sacrifice in this society of devotees. See, you get the greatest revelation and realization of the Supreme Lord. So this is the just how it is. This is Mayavadi, and you and anybody else like you. By coming here, you're getting access to the greatest sacrifice, because if you can't worship the Lord in ecstatic devotion, you're not doing the greatest sacrifice in this universe. You don't know what that is, and can't appreciate it. You can't appreciate those who are doing it because you don't know that's the standard. Isn't that the standard that what the Lord did? He was dedicated to chanting Hare Krishna in ecstasy. Not just Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna in ecstatically worshiping the Lord. Why? Because he could. It was so wonderful, he became addicted to chanting, just like River. She has to have it every day.
Yes.
Yeah, go
This,
ahead.
this idea of sacrifice, in my mind, it's also connected to letting go. When you offer something, when you sacrifice, you let go, and it means that um, you appreciate the upgrade more.
Mhm.
So you can
Yeah,
let go.
also letting go means actually the Lord is removing, you're letting go of sins. The Lord is taking them away when you ecstatically worship the Lord. You All these obstacles, anarthas, misconceptions, you're letting go of these things more. Yeah.
And that is also purifying.
Oh yeah, yeah, very purifying. Yeah. Okay, so this morning I want to get out early in the morning because I'm tired of walking when it's hot. I've always got to walk when it's hot. I'm sick of it, man. So we'll take a little break here. My voice is done anyway for a while. Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone. And thank you, Mayavadi, for being a good sport,
Yeah,
for
thank you.
sporting with us. This is really good. I don't mean any harm for you guys. I would like you to get it also. But that's a good example, is you being you, I being me. And let's just see where it goes.
Can I say a little thing?
Yeah, yeah, go for it.
Yesterday, you also were talking about um, this sacrificing money, yeah, offering money,
Yeah,
yes,
oh, yeah, yeah. By the
yeah,
way, yeah.
and I was thinking about that, but to really have the trust, have the faith, yeah, thank you. I'm getting on it more and more, step by step. I'm
Oh,
getting
yeah,
more,
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, yeah, and I need to my own process,
Yeah, yeah. Everybody's got their process,
but
right? Yeah.
that it you if you trust Guru, that it's really the goal of this is to uplift you. You said it
Yeah.
yesterday, and I but there is an old way of thinking. Whoa, when I have to sacrifice, then when I have to offer, then it's not benefiting me. But
Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah,
That's a,
but this
that
is
that's
this is
yeah,
plowed. Yes, this
yeah,
is
yeah,
turned over, and this
yeah,
is and to realize that it's really really benefiting and really uplifting, and that the aim of the guru, the target of the guru is really really to uplift you and not to
yeah.
put you down. But there are so many times they got disappointed, yeah, by other teachers, yes. So
Hmm.
in their mind there's a connection. Yes, when I offer this, I will be cheated, I will be cheated, I will be cheated. But here,
Hmm.
when you trust Guru, then
Hmm.
you are uplifted.
Hmm.
It's not cheating, it's uplifting.
Yeah, yeah. You just try it and find out. Get your experience. you know, especially letting go. Sometimes there's this miserly thing. It's part of letting it go. It's just it takes it away. That's why it's important to do something. We lose that. Okay, my friends. So we'll see you later. Thank you very much for coming. and we'll be back. A lot of comments today.